Do you believe in fairies? Would you like to visit them? A belief in fairy folk has captivated many throughout the centuries. Let's explore the legends of the fairies that inspired the tales we know today, plus the places you can visit to catch a glimpse of the magic. Tales of fairies are not merely a figment of our imagination, nor a simple child's tale. It's a profound belief system, deeply ingrained in many cultures, with roots that reach back to ancient times. It's a culmination of enchanting tales, mystical rituals, and sacred places, all interwoven with the fabric of human faith and perception. Fairies aren't a creation of modern fantasy literature either. It predates even the oldest written records, passed down through generations through storytelling. These tales of magical beings, sometimes kind, sometimes mischievous, have shaped the folklore of cultures from the Celtic lands of Ireland and Scotland to the Slavic regions of Eastern Europe and beyond. The fairy faith is even alive and well today, practiced and revered in various corners of the world. And it's not just about believing in the existence of fairies, it's about respecting nature, acknowledging the unseen, and cherishing the magic of the everyday. So why this fascination with the fairy? Perhaps it's our innate curiosity, our yearning for the mystical, the magical, the unexplained. Or perhaps it's our desire to connect with our ancient roots, to hear the whispers of our ancestors in the rustling of leaves, the babbling of brooks, the silence of ancient stones. Let's visit 6 places around the world that are steeped in fairy faith and uncover the magic of these enchanting destinations. Our first stop is the Isle of Man, a place where the fairy faith is as alive as the wind sweeping across its rugged landscape. Nestled in the heart of the Irish Sea, this island is steeped in centuries of fairy folklore, woven into its very fabric like a rich, mystical tapestry. The Isle of Man is famed for its unique blend of Celtic and Norse influences, creating a distinct culture that resonates with the echoes of the fairy. Unspoiled beaches, misty mountains, and ancient castles provide the perfect backdrop for countless tales of the fairy folk, known on the island as the Little People, or Munja Vega. One of the most intriguing tales that have left an indelible imprint on the island's folklore is the legend of the Mother Dew. The Mother Dew, or the Black Dog in Manx language, is a ghostly hound. This phantom creature is said to roam the halls of Peel Castle, an imposing fortress on St. Patrick's Isle, off the west coast of the island. The beast was believed to be a harbinger of doom, its appearance foretelling disaster. Yet, like many aspects of the fairy faith, it is also seen as a protector, guarding the castle and its inhabitants from harm. Peel Castle, perched on the rugged coastline, is a must-visit for any fairy enthusiast. Walking through its ancient corridors, one can almost feel the chill of the Mother Dew's spectral presence. The castle's rich history, coupled with this legend, make it a compelling destination. The Isle of Man is a place where the past and the present intertwine, where the belief in fairies is not just a part of history, but a living tradition. It's a place where the veil between the human world and the fairy realm seems to thin, offering a tantalizing glimpse into the enigmatic world of the fairy folk. A visit to the Isle of Man is like stepping into a living fairy tale. Next, we travel to the Emerald Isle, Ireland, where fairy forts whisper tales. Known to the locals as the Good People or the Little Folk, fairies in Ireland are not just figments of folklore. They are an integral part of the cultural fabric, woven into tales passed down through generations. In this land of verdant pastures where the misty mornings veil the landscape in an ethereal shroud, we find the fairy forts. These ancient ring forts, some dating back to the Iron Age, are believed to serve as gateways into the fairy world. It's here that the veil between our world and the fairy realm wane. Dotted across the Irish landscape, these circular earthen or stone structures are as much a part of Ireland as the rugged cliffs and the rolling green hills. They are a testament to the rich heritage of the fairy faith in Ireland, a faith that has stood the test of time and continues to shape the Irish way of life. But these fairy forts are more than just historical sites. They are imbued with a deep sense of reverence and respect. Locals believe that disturbing these forts could bring about the wrath of the fairies, leading to misfortune and bad luck. As the saying goes, never anger the fairies, for they are quick to spite and slow to forgive. If you ever find yourself in the Emerald Isle, consider paying a visit to these fairy forts. Walk along the ancient boundaries, Feel the cool Irish breeze against your skin, and let the whispers of the good people wash over you. But remember, tread lightly, for you are in the realm of the fairies. In Ireland, the fae isn't just mythology, it's a part of life. Ireland isn't the only mystical land to explore. The mystical Highlands of Scotland, where fairy pools shimmer with otherworldly charm. Immerse yourself in the land of misty moors and towering peaks, where legends of the fairy folk run as deep as the lochs themselves. This is a place where the veil between our world and the realm of the fairies is said to be at its thinnest. And nowhere is this more evident than on the Isle of Skye, home to the enchanting fairy pools. The fairy pools are a series of clear, cold pools and waterfalls formed by the River Brittle. They are known for their vibrant colors, which range from a deep, mysterious blue to a clear, magical green, depending on the light and the weather. But these pools are more than just a picturesque spot for a picnic or a refreshing dip. They are steeped in fairy lore. Legend has it that these pools are portals to the fairy world, a place of endless twilight and eternal beauty. It is said that if you bathe in the fairy pools under the light of a full moon, you might just catch a glimpse of this magical realm. But remember, the fairies are known to be capricious. Respect their domain, leave no trace of your visit, and never ever thank them. In the fairy lore of the Highlands, gratitude is seen as a debt, and you do not want to be in debt to the fairies. If you find yourself in the Highlands of Scotland, take a moment to visit the Isle of Skye. Stand on the edge of a fairy pool, close your eyes and listen. You might just hear the faint sound of fairy laughter carried on the wind, or catch a fleeting glimpse of a fairy's wing in the corner of your eye. But remember to tread lightly. The fairies are watching. Our next destination is Brittany, France, where ancient stones are said to be fairy houses. In this enchanting region, the fairy faith is not just a legend, it's a part of everyday life that has been woven into the fabric of local culture for countless centuries. Brittany is a land of mystery and magic, where the line between the natural and supernatural worlds is often blurred. Here, the ancient and the modern coexist, and the folklore is as alive and vibrant as it was hundreds of years ago. Nowhere is this more evident than in the region's unique fairy lore. Brittany's fairy lore centers around the belief that certain stones and megaliths are fairy houses. These stones, some of which date back to the Neolithic era, are steeped in legends and tales of the fairy folk. It's said that these ancient stones serve as gateways to the fairy world, offering a glimpse into an ethereal realm beyond our own. If you ever find yourself in Brittany, take a moment to visit these mystical sites. Stand before these ancient stones and let your imagination run wild. As you immerse yourself in Brittany's rich folklore, you'll come to appreciate the region's profound respect for the fairy faith. It's a respect that has been passed down through generations, a testament to the enduring allure of these magical beings. From the Isle of Man to Brittany, we've journeyed through lands steeped in fairy faith. These are the places that comes to mind for most folks interested in fairies. But we have one more place that might surprise you. Our journey now takes us to the enchanting landscape of Cappadocia, Turkey, where fairy chimneys dot the horizon. These unique geological formations, created by centuries of erosion, tower above the landscape, creating a surreal vista that seems plucked straight from a fairy tale. In local folklore, these towering structures are believed to be the homes of fairies. The locals, known for their hospitality and rich cultural heritage, share captivating tales about the fairies living in these chimneys, adding a layer of mystique to the already captivating landscape. Each chimney, with its unique shape and size, seems to hold its own story. As you stand beneath these towering structures, let your imagination run wild. Perhaps you might even feel a gentle breeze, a subtle whisper, or a faint rustling, almost as if the fairies are acknowledging your presence. It's moments like these that make Cappadocia's fairy chimneys more than just geological formations. They are a testament to the enduring allure of the fairy faith, a reminder of the magic that lies in our world, just waiting to be discovered. The fairy world is full of surprises, after all. Whether it's the Mother Dew of the Isle of Man, the fairy forts of Ireland, the mystical Highlands of Scotland, the fairy faith of France, or the fairy chimneys of Cappadocia, each place has its own unique story, its own unique magic. And it's this magic that keeps the fairy faith alive, that continues to captivate us, and beckons us to keep exploring the fairy world and its myriad of mysteries. But as we journey through these lands, it's important to remember to respect these beliefs and the natural world they're connected to. After all, the fairy faith isn't just about the fairies. It's about the bond between the natural world and the supernatural, the seen and the unseen, the known and the unknown. We turn to the modern-day echoes of the fairy faith and discover their pulse in the practices of the fairy faith, a branch of Wicca from the old Dianic tradition. Originating from ancient fairy beliefs, this contemporary pagan religion boasts a significant shared heritage. Like the fairy faith it stems from, the fairy faith is deeply entrenched in the reverence for nature and the mysteries of the unseen, reflecting its roots in the practices and rituals that form the core of its belief system. Elements of the fairy are weaved into the fabric of these practices, adding a mystical layer of depth to this ancient belief system. From the fairy circles employed in their rituals, to the belief in the otherworld, a parallel realm teeming with fairies, spirits, and other magical entities, the tie between the fairy faith practices and the fairy folklore is clear and strong. Hence, the fairy world isn't just a relic of the past. It flourishes vibrantly in the present, shaping lives and beliefs through the fairy faith tradition, standing testament that magic is everywhere, ready to be acknowledged by those willing to see it. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more fascinating lore from your favorite destinations across the globe. Share your experiences with this fascinating tradition in the comments below. We're eager to hear from you. Until next time, happy travels.